Welcome to the REV Game of the Week. Jeff Porsche joined by Patrick Email here tonight for our first road trip of the season. We're at the Swamp at Ponchatoula High School for a 5A matchup between the Ponchatoula Green Wave and the Dutchtown Griffins. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineup and the opening kickoff. That'll be in just a moment. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now REV. New name, same company.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins! Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today. Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
For your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no-obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you on the road in Ponchatoula at the Swamp, a venue that will live up to its name tonight, most likely, as Dutchtown takes on Ponchatoula. And you just saw the Dutchtown Griffins in their road whites heading to break through their banner. Ponchatoula Green Wave, as you might expect, wearing all green tonight. And we'll get to the coin toss and the kickoff shortly. But there was a huge storm that rolled through here a few hours ago, Pat. We saw standing water everywhere. And this field started out, looked really nice. Teams did the warm-ups, and it's going to be a sloppy place here tonight.
No doubt, Jeff. I'm really concerned about the conditions because, if you practice in it and you prepare in it, as the Army would say, you would train in it and sleep in it, then you're ready for it. But with the turf now at Dutchtown, I don't even know the last time that Dutchtown varsities has practiced on grass, much less played in slop like this. I mean, the Jamboree, everybody else was wet, but they were dry because it was turf at East Ascension. Then we played home. The Griffins played home last week, so the field conditions will play a role. And I don't know if it's going to play a role in the decision making on who wins the toss and what they elect to do.
Yes, it's going to be a defensive struggle here tonight. That's what we expect, as both teams have struggled on offense in their Week 1 matchups. When we talk about these two teams, of course, Dutchtown coached by Guy Mistretta. He's in his 6th year, 31-22. Ponchatoula, they were in the Dome last year, but they lost 18 starters. They lost a lot of blue-chip recruits, and they lost their head coach. And so they're kind of starting over, and you see Trey Willie, the first-year coach at Ponchatoula, 0-1. And when you look at the records last year, we talked about it, they were in the Dome last year at Ponchatoula. Dutchtown was 5-5, lost in the first round to Acadiana High School. And you see the results last week. Dutchtown shut out. Ponchatoula lost to Walker 33-13, but the story of that game was they were dominated for about the first 3 quarters. All their points came toward the end. And so we're just about ready for the coin toss. And you were talking about how Dutchtown's not practicing on grass and they're going to be playing on a sloppy field here tonight. How does that affect your game plan?
Well, it's early in the season, Jeff. We hadn't figured out whether Dutchtown really wants to be a predominantly run team or a predominantly throw-in team. They kind of a little bit of a mixed bag so far. Haven't gotten anything consistently on offense to really say, hey, we're going to do this offensively. So I'm not sure exactly. A lot of times, a lot of teams like to throw it when the conditions are not very good because the receivers know where they're going and the secondary does not. And so the ball sometimes in these conditions, they use a rubber ball. But I think that's more when it's raining. So it's not raining. So if they can keep the ball off the ground or keep a new ball in there, I don't think they'll get saturated. But I'm assuming Dutchtown probably brought all the footballs that they have to keep them dry.
So we have the coin toss. Dutchtown will receive to start the game. Their captains tonight, number 0, A.K. Burrell, number 25, Dixon Agu, and number 77, Ethan Fields. So Dutchtown will get the ball first. They're going to go from left to right. And so let's go ahead and talk about Dutchtown's starting offense, unit that struggled last week, still trying to recover from the loss of Dylan Sampson. Their quarterback is Ethan O'Quinn. The running back you're going to see primarily is Gary Dukes. Pearson Pyron's going to be everywhere on the field. And then you got the other guys like Tyler Adams and Casey McCoy, Dylan DeSherry. And then the offensive line, Wayne McKinney, Jayden Green, Chase Cangelosi, Hunter Lowry, and Ethan Fields. And so last week they struggled a lot, and does it have a lot to do with losing so many skill players and a guy like Sampson, Coach?
I don't know if it has to do with losing skill players or just losing Sampson, the skill player. I mean, you're talking about the leading rusher and Mr. Everything for the last 3 years, and you're talking about a history of Dutchtown High School where Eddie Lacey and Landon Collins and Kelvin York and
lots of guys.
Reed, so many college players and NFL. Efren Reed, that has toted the rock for, and that's not going back to when we first started with Patrick LaPalma and Drexel Perkins when we ran the wing tee, and they got a lot of carries and a lot of yards early on in the Dutchtown new history. It'll be interesting. I was thinking to Shari maybe with a short, concise passing game, maybe a go-to guy for Ethan Oakwan tonight. We'll see if that happens.
That's a possibility as you see the kicker getting ready as I believe that's number 83, Sean Pusiger. And he kicks off. It's a short kick, and it's taken by Dukes at the 20. Dutchtown should get field position. They already passed the 35 up to about the 37. So good field position for Dutchtown as they take over 1st and 10. Their offense, as we said, shut out last week, had their struggles. Still trying to find an identity. Had a lot of costly penalties that really hurt them last week.
Well, a game like this, we talked about field position, Jeff. The kicker.
Well, let's look at the defensive starters first. Smith, Winder, and Sept on the line. Jacob Robinson, Brand Monastery, Matthew Young, and Blake Hodges at linebacker. Wyatt Bennett and Jay Hooks at corner. Fuentes James and Arion Middleton at safety. And we'll pick up that conversation after this first play. As you see, Oakland coming from the shotgun with Dukes in the backfield. And Dukes gets the first carry. Tries that left side, gets a couple before he's pushed back. So it brings up 2nd down. So let's talk about what you were saying again before you were interrupted, Coach.
Well, the kicker, he only took a 3-step drop right there in order to make a kickoff. So he wanted to make sure, because that plant foot, he didn't want to squib the ball and give them the ball right where they got it. So that helped Dutchtown instead of pinning them deep.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 7. They're going to spot the ball to 41. So gain of 3 on 1st. Low snap, and hand off on the right side this time, and stood up after a short gain. Trying to strip the ball, but they could not. Tackle made by number 23, Brand Monastery for the Green Wave. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about medium, about 6. So the receivers come in. Tyler Adams over on the left, Pearson Pyron on the right. Shotgun, Oakwood and Dukes. 3rd and 6. Look to the sideline. Play clock at 14. 10:34 left in the first. The Sherry lined up at tight end, kind of that sniffer back that we always talk about.
5-man front for Ponchatoula.
And a whistle. That's actually A.K. Burrell in the backfield, but looks like they're going to be pushed back 5 yards. No, timeout. So a timeout has been called. So we'll take a short break and be right back. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Cotta Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, SEC Heating and Air, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Advantage Therapy, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program.
Welcome back. Dutchtown got a timeout just in time as the play clock had run out, and so they keep the 3rd and 6 instead of going into that 3rd and 11. So you want to keep this 3rd down manageable, right, Coach?
No doubt. Last time before the whistle, Ponchatoula went from a 4-man front to a 5-man front, looking to put pressure. Now they're back to a 3-man front. Would have looked like an outside backer they're going to send right here.
As there are mass substitutions at the end, and Oakland scrambles, and he's got a 1st down. He gets to midfield, slides out of bounds into the wet turf or grass out there, and it's 1st and 10 for the Griffins.
His best Jaden Daniels impression right there.
Yep. If nobody's open, just tuck it and run. So the Dutchtown Griffins get a 1st down. They move the ball to midfield. We're just starting here at the Swamp. No score between Dutchtown and Ponchatoula. 1st and 10 for the Griffins. And Oakland bobbles the snap. He's going to have to take it and run, and he's got some room. Tries a stiff arm and drug out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain, taken out by 25. That's Middleton, but he gets 7 on first down.
It's a good start. You know, Dutchtown 43-yard line going in.
And a good job of awareness of getting that ball and staying composed and making something out of what could have been a disaster right there.
Seeing Oakwan mature a little bit right in front of us, I think.
Yep. And the key tonight is not make mistakes. If the team that makes the most mistakes will probably lose this game. And struggle as Oakwan fakes it to Dukes, keeps it up the middle, and stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. So actually, like I say, he lost a yard. So it's 3rd and 4, still 3rd and manageable, and possibly a 2-down situation here for the Griffins.
I was following Dukes. I thought it was a pretty good fake right there, Jeff.
Yeah, but the middle kind of stood their ground. They got some big guys. Tyler Bailey, number 99. You see him coming in off the bench. Got a big front. And they give it to Dukes, and he's met in the backfield. He's not going to get there back to the line of scrimmage. Look at number 8 right there. Jamal Sept coming in from his defensive line position. Drops Dukes for a big loss.
Ponchatoula daring Dutchtown to throw the football. They 6-man front, 6-man pressure on 3rd and 4.
And you saw this last week, the opposing defense dominating the line of scrimmage on that play. You saw a lot of that last week against North Shore. Some of the offensive linemen had some trouble last week. Roussel punts for Dutchtown, and it's taken, and he's got a lane on the outside if he can get there. He does. He's to the 25, to the 30, to the 40, and he steps out of bounds. Nice return by number 24. That's Quintus James, and they get great field position. Let's see where they spot it. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 43-yard line. That's where he stepped out of bounds. So let's take a look at the Ponchatoula starting offense as we start this game. Nolan Tribble is their quarterback, number 9. Running back LeBranch. Receivers Jackson, Davis, Melvin. Tight end Husiger. Turner, Winder, Gill, Hill, and Strohmeyer are their offensive line. 1st and 10. And the first play from scrimmage from the Ponchatoula offense. Tribble, play fake, drops back. He's in trouble. He's sacked. That's Blake Bowie coming off the bench. We saw him last week with some big plays, as it's going to bring up 2nd down and long. And let's look at the Dutchtown defense while we get a chance. Cozy, Spears, and Tremont are the defensive linemen. And then on at linebacker, you see Bowie coming in. He's going to play some. He's joined by Hanbury, Agu, Jones, and McCaffrey. Cornerbacks Mackey and Langlois. And then you also have Chaz Smith. It's going to see a lot of action. A.K. Burrell and Cade Klinger, the safeties. 2nd and 19. Handoff. And gets some of the yardage back, about 6. That's LeBranch. So it brings up 3rd and long.
Yeah, Bowie made some big plays last week coming in off the bench. I think the program has him listed as a D lineman, but he's playing more of an outside backer, sending pressure.
He's doing a good job coming off the bench. Basically, his job is to provide a pass rush.
Yeah. He got the start tonight.
Yeah, you see him at the left end spot right now. Almost upright. Now dropping back a little bit. Shotgun handoff, and that's going to be LeBranch. Breaks a tackle. He may get a 1st down as he leaps over a defender, and it's marked out of bounds at the 43. There's a late flag. So let's see what happens. Came in late in the secondary. So let's look at the
blocking downfield, maybe late clip.
Possibly. Clock stopped right now. 6:48 in the first quarter. No score.
Blocking the back. That'll take away a 1st down.
Yeah, and you saw that last week. That was something that Dutchtown was guilty of. You had a long 1st down play. As you see the replay right there, I don't know if we're going to see the block downfield, but
there it is.
Nice
there it is, right there, out of bounds.
Yep. And so you see the flag down right there, and so it's going to what would have been a first down, now 3rd and 11, as the block took place exactly where you spotted it, Coach. And it's going to bring up.
LaBranch broke a tackle in open field.
Third down. And LaBranch is going to get it again, and he's eaten up. For a loss. That's Hanbury.
Called a Hanbury.
So Hanbury comes up from his left outside linebacker position, makes a big play on 3rd down. And so 3 plays. And so far you've seen a lot of run plays in this sloppy field. You did have a couple of pass attempts. You had the sack right there, but first series of both teams not successful, and now Ponchatoula will have to punt. And
time out on the field.
We are at the
hydration
break. And so we're going to keep it here, and let's talk about Dutchtown and Ponchatoula. Not much of an all-time series, but I remember the game, the one game they played, and it was one of the most heartbreaking Dutchtown games you're ever going to see, as it was a 29 beating of the 4 in the first round of the playoffs in what turned out to be Landon Collins' last game. He was injured during the game. He tried to play but could not, and Dutchtown just got beat by a Ponchatoula team that was just better that night. They lost 28-14, and when you look at the district 6-5A, this is the second straight game, Coach, and that's one of the biggest districts in the state of Louisiana. Look at all those teams there. You got Covington, Fontainebleau, Hammond, Mandeville, North Shore, Ponchatoula, Slidell, and St. Paul's.
Dutchtown's playing a bunch of them.
Yep, going to play Covington next week. So Dutchtown ready to receive a punt.
Covington's turf too, not turf, they're grass too, I think, as well, with a big jumbotron like they have here. Their field, if they play home, will be torn up next week.
Yep.
Tribble's the punter, Coach.
Yep.
And he shanked.
Just a short punt.
Yep.
And you see a collision there as AK was trying to go up and receive the punt, and he was stood up by one of the Ponchatoula defenders, and they may call fair catch interference right here. That would be a big break for Dutchtown. As we said, I think the team that makes the fewest just careless errors here tonight is gonna win this game, because both teams have probably struggled on offense, especially on this field. And so far, Ponchatoula's been making the mistakes.
Well, if Dutchtown makes a tackle on the punt coverage team, they caught it, and tonight will be a big decision maker by the punt returner.
Yep.
If you let the ball hit the ground, it's not going to roll 15 yards like it would on turf, like it did last week. So if Dutchtown makes a tackle, gets them at the 5, that on that drive, Ponchatoula lost 5 yards, so Dutchtown would be looking at the ball about the 35-yard line, going in.
Now, if they may be talking about waving this off. No, they're gonna
block in the back. They're gonna be offsetting, Jeff.
Yep. So are they gonna punt again?
I would think they're gonna repunt it.
Yep. So with the Dutchtown penalty kind of bails out Ponchatoula, because there was definitely fair catch interference.
But Dutchtown's offense is still on the field. They're trying to figure this out.
Are they going to say that since both happened afterwards, that they're going to just have the change of possession?
Block in the back, Dutchtown. Pass interference. They offset.
Yeah.
4th down.
Okay, so they're going to have to kick again. That seems like what should have been called in the first place. So they'll repunt.
That'll give us a chance to talk about the punter, Jeff, who's also the quarterback, who's also the shortstop on the baseball team. And while they don't have Dutchtown and Ponchatoula doesn't have a great a lengthy history on the football field, they at least have a recent history on the baseball diamond.
Yeah.
And Tribble with the shortstop dove back in the first, if I remember correctly, and separated his shoulder, or shoulder kind of came out of socket and they popped it back in.
Right, I remember we were both there. Line drive punt taken by AK, and he won't get anywhere. But Dutchtown still gets good field position out of it. It's going to be at the 35, 1st and 10. So, you talked about that baseball rivalry, and they played in the second round of the 5A playoffs last year, and Dutchtown swept Ponchatoula, but it was a really close, could have gone either way type of series. Dutchtown, Ponchatoula definitely gave them a run for their money, even though it was a 2-0 sweep. In the second game, the Ponchatoula coach got ejected over a batter's interference call, I believe it was, that ended a possible rally. So it was interesting. 1st and 10. And a quick pass and misses Pyron. And that's a shame because Pyron could have maybe run a while with that if they would have been able to connect right there. But the pass falls incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
He was open. Quick slant. Got to get it in there.
So they're not afraid to throw the ball in this weather. So on 2nd down, handoff, not much. You see some extracurricular afterwards, and I think that you may get a penalty right here. That's Ethan Fields, who had a little extracurricular activity with the defensive lineman. See Big 77 there. He's a Purdue commit. Waiting for the call. Then we'll look at the replay. If this could essentially kill this drive if they call a after the play personal foul, and that's what they're doing. So you've seen both teams on offense just make mistakes.
Well, that puts the ball at the 23, 24-yard line, Jeff, and that essentially helps flip the field after that punt.
And you look on the replay right there, and he drove him back about 10 yards after the play. So when the whistle blew, he just kept on going. That'll be called every time.
Well, when
I'm sure they've had words too.
When you're about 6'4" and 300 pounds, you kind of stand out a little bit.
Oh, and there's a sack. And it looks like number 45 is going to get the tackle right there and bring up 4th down. That's Blake Hodges. So both teams now have a sack on their resumes here tonight. And it's going to bring up 4th down, and that's going to push it back. They just lost about 25 yards on 2 plays, and now Dutchtown's going to have to punt from about the 15-yard line. This could be critical. Big change in possible field position unless the punter, Roussel, can get off a boomer here. And it's decent. Dutchtown will definitely be playing on defense on their side of the field as it rolls dead at the 46. And you were talking about that on the last punt. That was very good observation, Coach. That ball just rolled about 3 feet and just died. I wish my golf shots could do that.
Yeah.
You hear that? Every announcer says that, but definitely so.
Yeah. Hodges on the tackle you and I were talking about, there's been some folks from the St. John Parish that moved up north of the lake in the Ponchatoula area, and I have some friends in St. John Parish that were Hodges. I don't know if that's related or not. They were pretty good athletes.
Ponchatoula has really grown in the last 10, 15 years. You see a lot of people moving in from a lot of different places.
Wildcat.
Yep, you see number 3 at quarterback, and he's going to keep it, and he gets about 6 or 7. That was number 3, Bishop Davis, who is lined up usually as a wide receiver, 6 foot tall. Good athlete right there, and it gets a good gain. They're going to say about 5. So junior quarterback Bishop Davis on the Wildcat keeper gets 5. 4:09 left to go. Still no score. Dutchtown and Ponchatoula. kind of like the first quarter last week with the North Shore game. Both teams just kind of feeling each other out. Offense is still trying to figure out what they're doing here. And there's a handoff. And that's close to a first down. Might have it. That's LeBranch. He's a short guy, kind of small, 5'8", 157 senior, but he's a hard runner.
He's handling the surface well because he's not slipping, taking little choppy steps, but he's quick, picking them up, putting them down.
And they're going to say he's about a half a yard shy, so it's 3rd and inches right here. Ponchatoula trying to get their first down of the night. Dutchtown already has one. And handoff. LeBranch gets the first down to about the 35, 34-yard line. And he's taken down by Bowie, among others. See Agu at the bottom of the pile as well.
You know, that play right there, Jeff, some of the old-timers will go crazy when it's 3rd and less than a yard and you're in the shotgun.
I know. At least they didn't pitch it out.
Give them a chance.
Yep. Well, they won at the 1 yard line, so you don't pitch it out till you get down to go, right? 1st and 10, Ponchatoula in Griffin territory, their deepest drive of the night. And a new running back in the game gets a carry, and that's number 32, Anthony Vanette. And you could tell he was a new running back because his jersey was clean. Gets about 2 on first down, 2nd and 8.
Jeff, I saw it quite often on Saturday watching college teams. They pull in 2 people on the line, whether it's a H-back and a guard or a guard and a tackle, and they don't necessarily go behind those directions. It's the new wave of offense, I think.
Yep. The branch now in the backfield, and it's a fake, and it's that Wildcat again, and gets about 3 or 4. It's going to be 3rd and short as Bishop Davis again with the carry, and looks like at the bottom of the pile. Can't quite see that Griffin from the distance, but
there's an example. The right guard, right tackle, pull left, quarterback kept it going right.
Yep. I think it was Agu who came in from his middle linebacker spot. Another D1 commit on this Dutchtown Griffin team.
To the green wave.
That's right. How about that? 3rd and a long 5, maybe 6. And a fake and a pass over the head of Bishop Davis, covered by Carter Hanberry on defense. It's going to bring up 4th down. They may go for it right here. This is definitely a situation where you can't kick a field goal, but there's also the possibility you could punt Dutchtown back inside the 10. But it looks like they're going to opt to go for it. I don't know which one I would do right here. I'd almost be tempted to make Dutchtown move the ball.
Well,
chances with a punt.
They operate out of the shotgun. 9's that punter.
Okay, so
they got a chance just to direct snap and pin it down there where nobody's going to be deep. They got a lot of communication going on. Right.
Maybe they're about to call a timeout.
They're going to call a timeout.
And so we're going to take a break with this timeout and be back in a moment. No score, Dutchtown Ponchatoula. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now REV. New name, same company.
And we're back. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you. No score, Dutchtown at Ponchatoula. 4th and 6, and we'll see if Ponchatoula chooses to go for it or punt right here. It's a nice night after the rain. The rain was horrible. And we'd like to thank Coach Willie over here on the Ponchatoula side for his hospitality here tonight, getting us in this press box. Even though it's kind of tight in here, he still made room for us, and we're very appreciative of that.
A hamburger could have helped.
Oh, whatever. 4th and 6. Shotgun dribble, looking left. Receiver open, and he drops it. Would have had the first down, most likely. It would have been close. I believe he was trying to get it to Davis right there.
Davis.
And so we have a change of possession. And the thing about Dutchtown right here, you could have pinned them back. Now you're giving them decent field position, about the 33. Make that about the 35-yard line. So 33. Okay. 30. I see it now. It's hard to see without all the mud out there. Any of the chalk lines are basically just eaten up at this point.
Yep. It'll get worse.
Yep. 1st and 10, shotgun. Oakwind under center. And a fake, and he keeps it, and he's going to be wrapped up for a loss by number 45. Big tackle there.
Hodges.
By Blake Hodges. So clock running. We're approaching the end of the first quarter. This is about the first quarter I expected, Coach. Not much offense. A lot of sloppy play on this sloppy field, and both teams just still struggling to find an identity. I'm trying to jinx it a little bit, I think. 2nd down and 11. There's Dukes. And he runs into a wall. Gets back to maybe the original line of scrimmage. Looks like number 7 down there, Robinson, and a lot of other Green Wave defenders. So it's going to bring up 3rd down, and they have to snap the ball before the end of the first quarter. You see 40 seconds left to go. There's about 27 on the play clock.
Yeah, Robinson, 6 foot 221, sophomore. He's not hard to find out there.
It's not just that they're trying to find an identity on offense. They're just a team that just got depleted last year from that Dome team. 3rd down and a deep pass, incomplete. Looks like the closest guy was 45 on the Ponchatoula side, Hodges again. So it's going to bring up a 4th down, 15 seconds.
Intended for the Sherry.
Yeah. You're going to see them go to the Sherry and Pyron a lot if this is your first time seeing Dutchtown. You saw Pyron as a target earlier. Back to receive, number 24, Fuentes James. Ponchatoula probably flirt around midfield again here with a line drive punt. But does its job, rolls dead about the 47. So at least they start this drive on the Ponchatoula side this time for the Griffins. As it looks like 5 seconds left. So this should be the final play of the first quarter. Fairly uneventful first quarter. Lots of punts, lots of running, lots of good defense. Kind of what we expected in this type of weather.
Lots of laundry detergent. Todd Black put something on social media. Neville had jerseys soaking in tubs last week after playing in a rain fest game, muddy contest up there.
And I believe EA's out there in that area tonight, but they're playing on turf.
Yeah, they're playing at West Monroe.
And so the 1st down pass on the final play of the quarter falls incomplete. Still trying to go to Bishop. No, make that number 6, Corey Jackson.
Well, flag on the play, Jeff. There may be one untimed down in the. Do they do that in the first quarter?
Let's see. And we'd like to thank everybody who's joining us that we're expecting to watch Santamar on the other feed. We were told Santamar waiting to play. They start around 8 tonight. There was a lot of weather out there. And look, Dutchtown's being penalized. Looks like a personal foul. We were told that Santamar and Booker T won't start until about 8 o'clock tonight. So they should not have begun at this point. The first quarter's over, and it's going to end on a Dutchtown penalty. No score, Dutchtown and Ponchatoula. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Cotta Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, SEC Heating and Air, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Advantage Therapy, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program.
And we're ready for the second quarter. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email, Ponchatoula, the beneficiary of a Dutchtown personal foul, and they're going to get the ball at the 43. And you just talked about it. It's not a summer night out here, Coach, after all that rain. It's got a nice breeze. It's not super humid.
Got on the bus this morning, Jeff, and it felt, what I remember Friday morning is supposed to feel like.
Yep. We're still probably a couple of weeks from that being consistent, but it's nice. It's in the low 70s out here. Don't know what it is in Ascension right now. Hopefully it's not raining and thunder and lightning.
We were leaving Ascension earlier, and we said, "Oh, good thing we're not playing at home." And Sanamo is in a weather delay.
So, have a problem with the clock. So we're waiting. They'll probably have to keep time on the field. Let's wait and see if they get it back up. So let's. Well, we have the opportunity. Let's go to let's go ahead and talk about Dutchtown and their last 5 seasons. They, as we talked about, made the playoffs last year, lost in the first round. And then the previous year, in the COVID year, they made it to the regional round. That was the year they beat Terrebonne. And Mason Smith, God bless him. I hope he gets better. And 2019, they made the bi-district round, and then the last couple of years, so it's pretty consistent first, second round type of team under Guy Mistretta.
Yep. Ran into some pretty good teams. Had West Monroe came in the second round or the third round early on in the Mistretta era, and Bowden was the quarterback. Went to Alabama, won a national championship or 2.
Still having the problems here on the play clock, and so I don't guess they're going to keep it on the field. They just have to wait for everything to fire up. So while we wait for that to happen, why don't we take a short break and come back? You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ATEL, and Vision are now REV. New name, same company.
And we're still under a delay here for technical difficulties, as you see the play clock not working, and so they're trying right next to us. Everything is in one big room here, so we hear them scrambling, and it's something they're not really, nobody's really expecting. So while we have a break here and we wait, we're going to talk about a few things and try to fill some time with all the good stuff that Lyle Boudreau sends us from his producer spot, as we're going to look at the top 10 right now. And Zachary, they had the big win over Ponchatoula. Not Ponchatoula, East Ascension. What am I saying?
Well, they did beat Ponchatoula.
Yeah, in the state championship.
State championship game. Dutchtown, I was talking about it. They seem to be evidently good again, according to public opinion. And Carr is back there. And but Zachary, I think, is playing John Curtis tonight.
I'm not sure, yeah.
I think they're playing John Curtis, so they're not afraid of anybody. Catholic High went out of state and lost that contest. Don't think they've fallen off.
See a lot of teams with losses there, like Acadiana and Ruston. But everybody's playing some stiff competition out of district in the first week of the season, trying to get them prepped for the entire year.
East Ascension played Zachary last week. They got West Monroe number 9 this week. They got Dutchtown number 3 next week.
And I think we're ready for the action. We're just going to go without the clock. So let's just take it back on the field now as it's 1st and 10 from the 43. And we're finally ready to go. First down, handoff, and good penetration. And LaBranch is going to be dropped for a loss. Give the credit to number 41, Baron Cozy. He was the guy who made first contact and stopped him right there, Coach.
I think the key to success for the offense tonight, Jeff, is you can't run east-west. You're going to have to try to get north-south as much as you can, unless there's some kind of way they can scheme up leverage. And it looks like the clock is back on for us.
They just haven't started running it yet. They're probably going to have to get a cue from the official of where to set it. 2nd and 12. Deep shotgun. That's about a 7-yard shotgun right there. And a quick pass caught and runs right into Hanbury, and then a couple of guys cleaned it up. That's AK and Agu.
Corey Jackson, number 6, was trying to block Hanbury, Jeff, and I don't know if he watched film last week, but he's probably telling Coach, hey, did you not see Hanbury blow the same type of play up last week?
Yep. He did a great job, and that's a strong outside linebacker trying to be covered by a 180-pound wide receiver. Hanbury's going to win that battle. Just did.
Hanbury's a guy we've been calling for a while, and he's only a junior.
Yep. He's a two-sport athlete, also plays on the baseball team. He's going to probably be a starter next year for Coach Shake and the baseball team. And on 3rd down, and just a run up the middle. Is that kind of a give-up play and punt and play field position, Coach?
Yeah, it seemed like it. They wasn't going to take that. I mean, Ponchatoula's thrown a couple screens, but really hasn't thrown the ball downfield. Maybe the first play of the game.
Yeah. That was LaBranch on the carry, but gets a short gain, and now they may try and see if they can pin Dutchtown back and see if they can force a mistake. I think both teams are just waiting for the first mistake right now.
There's a fake.
And it's a run. They're going to get the first down. And that's a big guy. That's 99. When 99's running the ball, you know he's a big guy. Tyler Bailey.
6'2", 289. I don't know how many carries he has in his career.
Look at the snap there, and they faked the snap over the head, and nobody was home. And a good job by number 7 for the Griffins, preventing possible touchdown. Cole Langlois. That's a small guy, Langlois, tackling a big, huge lineman like that. So good job holding on and taking him down. 1st and 10 from the 29. Shotgun, dribble looking left. They're going to the end zone. Good coverage. Diving attempt. Incomplete. Good coverage by Langlois. We just talked about him. They were trying to go to Bishop Davis, number 3. Actually, it was not Langlois. That was Caden Mackey. Caden Mackey had great coverage. Junior cornerback. 9:09 left to go in the second quarter. Still no score. Dutchtown at Ponchatoula.
That's going up top after a big play, after a big turnover.
Right.
You see that often, and when you fake a punt and you pick up a first down, it's kind of like a turnover. And Ponchatoula tried to catch him off guard. Mackey coming back from an injury last week, not playing.
And 2nd down and a late pitch. Strung out. Will he get the corner? Gets past the line of scrimmage. Picks up about 3 or 4. The ball maybe on the ground.
Came out.
Does Dutchtown have it?
Referee saying down.
So he's down. Hard to see from that distance. Maybe we can catch it on the replay. So we see the late pitch right there. And you follow the action. Slips. And looks like his knee was down. That was a late. That was definitely the ball came out late.
A dribble showing confidence of the quarterback to run that option to the left and pitch it.
Yep. That was Bishop Davis, the Wildcat wide receiver. gains about 2. It's 3rd and 8. Two down situation. Hand off up the middle, and it's going to bring up 4th and short. As you see him tackled by Hanberry again. And that's LaBranch again on the carry. So it's going to be 4th and short, and they're right back under center. And a quick snap.
Same play.
And LaBranch outside breaks a tackle. Hanberry could not grab him and take him down. He gets inside the 15, first down. Ponchatoula definitely has momentum right there, but Hanberry could have taken him down right there. Tough play right there. You see the handoff. LaBranch cuts outside. Hanberry's got him, but can't wrap him up. The jerseys are probably soaking wet at this point, too. It's just sloppy out there. It's hard to tackle, especially arm tackle out there and grab and hold on to somebody. 7:39 in the second quarter. Very fast moving when the clock works. 1st and 10. Oh, and it's a loose snap. Tribble gets it rolling right. Good awareness. Gets something out of it. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage, but that could have been a disaster right there, Coach.
Yep, that was big. Calm, cool, picked it up.
See the snap coming. Yep, and it lost it. Looked like it would go to the back right there. Rolls out, and pushed out of bounds. Lost 2 on the play, but that could have been about a 9 or 10 yard loss.
Yeah. That was a run play called, so it wasn't like he could throw it, because then you would have perhaps a illegal man downfield. So he got the best out that he could.
So Ponchatoula with the first scoring opportunity in the red zone. 2nd down, LaBranch trying the left side. Bowie grabs him, and then he dives ahead for maybe a gain of about 3, you will say?
I couldn't see who was the second man.
Right. The jerseys are already eaten up by mud.
May have been Mackey.
That's what I was thinking, playing from that right corner position. So you see some substitutions coming in. That's number 4, Marvis Melvin, the receiver for.
Probably 4 down territory. I don't know if Ponchatoula has a kicker to kick field goals in these conditions.
Don't know. It's tough. Shotgun, looking, pass caught, but on the ground, Davis. It's not going to be enough for a first down. It's going to be a 4th down. So it's going to be about a 4th and 6. Ball at about, we're going to say about what? About the 12? Something like that. It's hard to see out here now. We may get the hydration break before this play, or they're going to try to hurry it up. Are they attempting a field goal? Looks like they're bringing their kicker in, number 84, Cranford. So they're going to try it. Pretty much dead center.
Right in the middle of the slot.
No snap, kick up.
He hit it well. It's good.
3-0 Ponchatoula. They strike first. And so with the score 3-0, we'll take a break. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Cotta Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, SEC Heating and Air, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Advantage Therapy, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program.
We're back. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you with 5:29 left to go in the first half. Low scoring first half in a very sloppy field, very sloppy game. Ponchatoula 3, Dutchtown 0. Dutchtown trails after a field goal by John Cranford. About a 30-yarder.
He hit that field goal better than he hit the opening kickoff.
Right, I believe it's a different guy doing the kickoffs.
89,
at least it was.
89 is kicking off?
Looks that way. They have a couple of kickers on their roster. Number 89 is Ethan Larcella. I believe that another guy kicked off earlier was Pusiger. So we're going to have our hydration timeout, and since we're in that timeout, we'll just keep it here since we just went to commercial. And let's talk about Ponchatoula a little bit. Let's talk about their last 5 years, which are kind of the glory years of Ponchatoula High School, as they made it to the Dome last year and lost in a heartbreaker to Zachary, as we talked about. Before that, they made it to the regionals. They played by district, but look at the job that Coach Tierney did in just a short amount of time, from 2-8 in as late as 2018 to the state championship.
Yep. You can see the progress he was making. 2-8. That freshman class went 2-8 to sophomore. That's 6-5 to junior. That's 7-2, and then played in the former home of the Green Wave, the Superdome.
Yep. And their coach, Hank Tierney, left after he retired and unretired, went back home. So the new coach in his second game, Trey Willie, and we have a whistle. So got to tee it up. And that's part of the transition that's going on here too. Ponchatoula, really not the team they were last year, but part of it is they've lost 18 players. Part of it's they've lost a new head coach, or lost a head coach, and they got a new program here. So they still have lots of players.
I'm gonna let you pronounce that kicker's name now, Jeff.
Ethan Larcella. I don't know. They got about 3 guys listed as kickers. So AK takes it. He's got a hole to the 40, to the 41, and they're trying to break it up. Did the ball go on the ground? I don't know. There's still some pushing and shoving down there. I think it's going to be Dutchtown possession at the 42.
That's a big return.
Good job there. You see them cutting right through the center of the field, and Dutchtown near midfield. 5:25. Dutchtown has not scored this season. 5.5 quarters. This will be a great time to break the momentum right here and get some points on the board and take a lead before going into the half. Oakland's going to be under center. He's joined by Dukes. And it's Pyron and Adams. And it's Dukes. And he gets outside. And he gets good yardage, 8 or 9. And contact out of bounds, no flag. At least that we see. Looks like 21 makes the tackle, Jay Hooks. But good yardage on first down, second and short. That's something Dutchtown doesn't do a lot of. It's usually second and long. This is one of their rare second and shorts on the season. Pyron now in the slot. And running back slips. That's a new running back in the game, and he's got no traction out there after he slips.
Kemp.
That's Jamel Kemp. So Jamel Kemp's first carry of the season is going to be a loss.
We talked about the backup running back on the way to the game today, Jeff.
Right. They didn't have a backup running back in the first couple of games, but look at this. Dutchtown's going to be bailed out with a personal foul. And now they have good field position.
There's been some jawing taking place between and during the whistle.
This one was a face mask. I did see the call. Good shot by our camera operators. 4:38. Dutchtown with penetration deep to the 35. Nearly jumped. That was Weiner at the right tackle spot. First down. And there's Dukes. And he's got a nice run. And now it looks like Duke's getting some momentum. He's had 2 nice runs in a row.
That was right up A-gap.
So good job by Dukes. Offensive line blocking here. Down to about the 28-yard line, 2nd and 2. And there's Dukes again. And they're pushing the line now. This is something we haven't seen all season so far. This is the best performance we've seen from the offensive line as Ponchatoula's defensive lineman tries to flop. Nobody's buying that. I don't know what that was. That was about the worst flop I've seen. I don't know if he slipped or something.
No,
1st and 10.
I don't think so.
Oh, high snap, and Oakland loses it. Dukes picks it up, and he does a good job. We've seen this the second or third time they've had trouble with the snap on both sides, but they've been able to bail themselves out of it and get back near the line of scrimmage.
Jeff, I was about to tell you, if Dutchtown can just continue to stay ahead of the change, not make any mistakes, and before I can get it out, that we mishandle a snap and put Dutchtown in a 2nd and 12.
So 2nd and long. It's a big difference working from that 2nd and long. And Oakland's going to keep it. Oh, he breaks a tackle. And he gets good yardage before he's tackled by a number 71 for the Green Wave, Rashad LaFrance. 2:35 left to go. Dutchtown has plenty of time here. They're in no hurry.
The right part of the Dutchtown's right is probably the least chewed up part of the field, Jeff.
Yes. We'll see. We got Pyron out there. I believe DeSherry may be on the other side as well. No, it's another receiver. And can you believe that? They lost it again.
Jeff, I think that knocks them out of field goal range in these conditions. They may try it.
Roussell's got a good leg. He's a soccer player. But this may be too much.
This is 40.
But we'll see. They're gonna bring him out.
It's gonna be 42 yards.
So 42-yarder, number 96, Corbin Roussell, sophomore kicker, soccer guy. Good snap and a kick. It's got enough room, and it is no good wide left. Just wide left. But I tell you what, Roussell had just barely the distance, it looked like, from our vantage point.
Well, 42 yards in these conditions.
So, first scoring attempt of the night for Dutchtown results in 0 points. So it's still 3-0. Ponchatoula.
Dutchtown needs to hope for a bad snap, fumble, turnover, interception, something here in the end of the half.
Do you use some timeouts here and maybe force Ponchatoula to do something?
Well, Dutchtown only has 2, but I would definitely use them if at all possible, because I don't think
Ponchatoula probably can't. They don't have the offense
to go the length of the field in 142, especially in these conditions, unless it just happens to be a big play and they get behind somebody.
Shotgun handoff.
Ball's on the ground.
Nope. No, it looks like LaFrance still had it, but it was taken down. I don't see a timeout being called.
No, and Ponchatoula, I won't say they're hurrying up, but the
tackle made by Diego Spears. 120, 119 left to go before halftime. And if you only have 2 timeouts, you may call it on 2nd and 3rd down as well.
Well, Coach Mastretta's over there by the referee. If they don't get yards here, I would expect a timeout, and they don't. There he is. He's calling timeout.
There you go. He was just saving because he only had 2 left. And good job by the defense. It's going to be 3rd and 9. And so let's just keep it here right now, Coach, so we don't miss a play here. But the timeout called by Dutchtown. So they have 1 left. And is this about the first half you expected so far, considering the teams, the circumstances, the weather, and everything?
Yes. For Dutchtown, it's kind of been their MO. They kind of move the football, get a first down, and just not able to maintain the consistency you need. And, right there they got 9 yards on first down the previous series, and got 15 yards on a personal foul, got 8 yards. Then then Dutchtown gets a bad snap and they lose a couple yards and put them behind the chains. Then they on third down, if they don't lose those yards, then they just end up at the 4th and 10 instead of 4th and 15. That field goal is 5 yards closer.
Right, and there was more pressure on the kicker because he's got to put a little more oomph into it.
And I'm trying to think Rusev's first year kicking for Dutchtown, isn't it?
Right, he's a sophomore. And he was on the soccer team last year, I believe. Probably still on the soccer team. Oh, and a bad snap, and they're just going to take a knee, and you call that final timeout. And so those field, you talk about the field being sloppy. Those footballs must just be completely slick because it's not like Dutchtown's the only team struggling out there. Ponchatoula's lost a bunch of snaps as well.
Nobody more key than those youngsters running in the football over here with the REV lookalike shirts that they got on.
I know, we almost look like we're part of the Ponchatoula staff with our blue shirts. But it's 4th down. Dutchtown could get the ball around the 40-yard line at worst, I would think, right here. And you just saw that Corbin Brissell's got the leg to make a 40-yarder. That it's going to be tough on this field. So you're in a situation where you got 1 minute, if you can get a first down, if you can get a decent field position after the punt, get a first down, you could be in a position to tie this game.
AK stands about the 41. It's not beyond the scope here for that ball to go through Tribble's hands.
That's the other thing I was trying to think of, and
he's standing in his end zone a yard. He's 15 yards back, so he's gonna punt this football from about the 2-yard line.
So you got to go all out on this one and go after it, hoping for a bad snap or a drop. And pressure gets it away, and about 1 against 9, and at the 36-yard line, that's a AK with the fair catch. So to kick a 40-yard field goal, you need to get to about the 23. So you're about 15 yards away from the maximum distance.
The referee threw his beanbag as a marker. I don't think that high school and colleges do. When those guys run right by the kicker, or run by the receiver, the return guy, they get awfully close.
Yep. And you've already had one penalty, which was an offsetting penalty. You had 4 receivers, low snap. Oakland holds it.
Oh, it's a hold. There you go. Dutchtown's going to get 15.
And so the penalty. Good call, Coach. Pass incomplete, obviously, because of the contact.
I'm trying to think if that was, that was AK out of the backfield maybe?
Yeah, it looks like they're doing a little wheel route to AK.
Good call. And believe it or not, the cornerback's probably taught if he's going to run past you,
grab him.
Grab him. We'll take 10 and we'll line up, and especially under these conditions, because if AK catches the ball, that was 6.
Oh, yeah, he was gone.
Could have been the first score for the Griffins.
The clock is stopped at 47.1. Dutchtown can tie this game with a field goal. And they are approaching the maximum.
Well, they had the 25. They had the 25 or the 26.
Yeah.
Which is be about the 42-yard field goal. Same thing they just kicked.
Right. They kicked the field goal at about the spot where Oakland is standing. You can see like the little dirt spot to his left.
Yep. Got to be smart with the clock right here with no timeouts.
And so pressure steps up. Deep pass. That might be intercepted, and it is. They took a shot at Pylon, I believe that is.
Jeff, he intercepted that about the 1-yard line, maybe the 2-yard line.
Well, maybe, you don't know.
And, Dutchtown needs to keep their head up right here.
Right.
Because, Ponchatoula's had some bad snaps. They don't go under center, so they're going to shotgun snap it. If that happens bad in the end zone.
Pyron was not the intended receiver. I saw him on the left side of the field. I didn't quite get the number there on the replay. His jersey's already way messy. So now they're at about the 2-yard line. That's unfortunate. But you could turn this into possible break.
He was open. O'Quinn picked the right guy, just overthrew it.
Yep.
Probably thinking he had to put a little more on it because of the weight of the ball or maybe the grip on the football. But it was a nice pass, just overthrown a little bit.
Yep. And so you're going to take that one knee. You only have to probably do it one time. Let's see, but then they're going to call a timeout.
He called time.
That's Ponchatoula calling a second.
Yeah, he called. The referee pointed the wrong direction.
I saw
the sideline judge said timeout, and I'm like, Dutchtown, they don't have one. This is not Michigan in the Final Four.
Yep. Now Ponchatoula's coach, I guess that's their offensive coordinator, came all the way down from about the 35-yard line to the official to call that timeout. You see him right there.
Well, I think Ponchatoula was just going to try to go, for lack of a better term, victory formation. They were under center, and Dutchtown needs to put 2 guys on the center and try to make him a little bit nervous because the quarterback, he's not used to getting that. Yep. Maybe they can put some pressure and knock the football loose.
So I've seen some optimism on the Dutchtown offense. They've been able to move the ball. They just had a late interception, but they've been able to move the ball a little bit. Possibly in this last 5 minutes, moving the ball better than they have all season so far. Now you have a whistle. And the quarterback's just going to take it ahead.
And that'll be the last play of the half.
I think so. The clock's at 32, so they don't have to run a play. And they would be ridiculously not smart to call a play right here. So we're going to the half. As clock is running down inside of 20 seconds. And so about what we expected. Dutchtown had a late scoring opportunity, but an interception spoiled that. Ponchatoula, when their one scoring opportunity, was able to score on a field goal. And so our score, 3-0. Ponchatoula with the lead over Dutchtown. So we're going to take a halftime break, and we'll come back and talk about the game and some other things. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ATEL, and Vision are now REV. New name, same company.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins! Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today. Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Cash for your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was once again your Ponchatoula High School band and color guard with their competition show, Fallen But Not Forgotten, featuring Brennan Arsenault's arrangement of the Halls of Ponchatoula. Now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight your Ponchatoula High School Wavettes will perform to the energetic arrangement of Portugal smash hit, Bill Still. The Ponchatoula High School Band and Colorado under the direction of Mr. Thomas Brooke, rep for the band, broken it back in the Colorado pickup group, and the Lincoln County section of this division up here. We'd like to thank you for your attention this evening. We're going to join Colorado High School Band, Colorado, and Ravens. Rolling!
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now REV. New name, same company.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins! Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today. Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
For your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
Still at the half here at the Swamp in Ponchatoula. And you see their score at the half, Ponchatoula 3, Dutchtown 0. Ponchatoula made a field goal in the second quarter. Dutchtown missed a field goal in the second quarter, and that's where we stand. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you. We'll get to the second half in just a little while, but we're going to toss it to Coach Email as we look at our sloppy field out there. Coach Email is going to give you some halftime scores that we're going to talk about.
Well, before we get to the score, Jeff, this is going to sound kind of strange, but you know how you fix that field?
Put turf on it?
No, well, turf would fix it, but turn the water sprinklers on tonight. That kind of like washes the grass, and then you got to come back and maybe you got a roller or something. But otherwise, the dirt doesn't get off the grass, so you got to wait a couple weeks for the grass to grow, and then you got to cut it and those kind of things. So we used to put the sprinklers on, which looks kind of strange at night. I want to talk about some scores. We went over the top 10, and number one in Class 5A is Zachary. They are taking on John Curtis tonight, Jeff, 27-14.
And are they winning?
They're winning 27-14 in the third quarter.
That's an impressive score right there.
So getting after it right there. Mm-hmm. And some other great games in the area. If you're just a random high school fan and you're trying to pick out a good game, how about U High and Rummel?
That's a good one.
7-0 at the half. U High.
Wow.
Talking Dylan Moses' little brother, supposed to be as well as him. This will go back into another game that'll bring you back to some really good contests. Parkview Baptist and Catholic High New Iberia. Parkview 14-7 in the third quarter as some of the games are moving along. How about Catholic High coming back in state playing Warren Easton, who has played in the Dome often, and it's in the second quarter. They must be playing on turf. Memorial has turf now?
I don't think so.
It's 29-26.
Well, either that or the defense got the wrong cleats on.
Sampson must have something to do with that one. Carr, number 2 team in 5A, 26-0 over Scotlandville.
Scotlandville's going to have a tough year playing in that East Baton Rouge League. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, they get to play Zachary. They get to play Catholic. So their schedule has 2 of the top 4 teams in the state on it. Acadiana, who's in the top 10, suffered a loss last week. They have 15-0 over nearby Sulphur. I would say a little bit of a rival. I tell you who's having a rough go at it is LSU commit Ricky Collins.
Yep.
They struggled last week. They got after him pretty good. It's not all on him because I think he's running, chasing. But U-High is a pretty good football team. As you can see, they've beaten Rummel tonight, but they're losing to LCA 26-6. I think LCA beat Acadiana last week.
Yeah, Lafayette Christian, they're on a mission after losing last year to St. Charles in the championship.
So Lafayette 17-0 over Como in the second. Notre Dame of Crowley 21-14 over St. Martinville. Brother Martin, top 5 in the state. They've beaten a District 6-5A St. Paul's 7-0 at the half. And of course, one I'm interested in at the Graveyard, Arch Manning has the Greenies ahead 14-7 over Riverside. John Destrahan 21-6 over John Errett in the halftime. And of course, last week, Dutchtown defense held North Shore to 13 after a 2-play 80-yard drive, or 2 plays that took up most of 80 yards, and then a fumble inside the 10-yard line to give up that 13 points. North Shore is winning 36-7 against Salmon. And, of course, Salmon has a proud history beating John Curtis with Bill Stubbs in the Dome a couple times.
Yep.
With a kid that went and played for Tulane, I think the quarterback.
I do remember that.
Don't ask me to the year. They all run together.
Yep, and at our age, right? Well, speak for yourself. So Dutchtown, we're going to come in and see the second half in just a moment. But we talked about North Shore last week. Let's look at Dutchtown's schedule while we wait for the kickoff to start the second half. We got the loss to North Shore, and then trailing at half to Ponchatoula. Next week they got 6-5A again with Covington. Then they have an open date, which they still have not filled, and we'll see if they do. If they do, we'll let you know when they do. Carver the week after that, their final tune-up before district play. And then Walker, Live Oak, Santa Maud, Denham Springs, and EA will round out their schedule.
Well, you're talking Ponchatoula didn't put many points on the board and didn't put many, obviously don't have many points on the board tonight. Don't know a whole lot about Covington yet, learn more, but Carver put 34 on Santa Maud last week and fell 35-34. And Santa Maud putting 35 last week. Denham Springs. And I passed up Walker right there. Walker put 30 on the board. So Dutchtown will face some pretty good offenses there in the first half or first 6-7 games of the season.
You didn't know what 5A was going to look like because it's brand new. And the Livingston Parish teams really didn't play very well last year until Denham Springs had the upset over Central in the playoffs. But it looks like Livingston Parish has improved this season, at least based on week 1.
Well, you got Chad Mahaffey, who's now been at Walker 3 or 4 years now and building that program. And he's an offensive guy, can throw it all around. And we played him a couple years ago when Thomas, the wide receiver, was a sophomore, I think, at Walker. And then the little point guard that went to LSU, that's now maybe at Tulane.
Right, I remember.
So they threw it all around and put points on the board.
And we're ready for the second half. We'll talk about the rest of those in just a moment. Has a deep kick and has trouble getting it, and he rounds back to the end zone. This could be big trouble. Gets through the first wave, though, and it is clotheslined almost, dragged down from behind. Big tackle right there.
Number 28.
For the Griffins. Riker Rogers takes down number 5 for Ponchatoula, Wyatt Bennett. So big tackle by Riker Rogers.
And it's either 28, 29. I thought it was 28. If it was 29, it was Chase Robinson, a senior DB, getting down on the kickoff. Had a chance to pin him inside the 10, still inside the 15.
So a big chance at a defensive stand for Dutchtown. An opportunity to get a 3 and out here and get the ball on their side of the field if they can be successful. Tribble is the quarterback for Ponchatoula. They lead 3-0 as we start the third quarter. And we have a
legal procedure.
Let's see, clock. The clock was reset. Maybe, let's see.
Illegal procedure.
Yep. So now Dutchtown has an even better opportunity with 1st and 15. They're going to pin that inside the 10.
Jeff, this is a huge series in this field position as the fog.
Yeah, you're noticing that, huh? And Coach.
Oh, fireworks smoke. I'm sorry, not fog. Hey, I'm used to fog now.
So first down. Well, you're usually in a fog from what I've heard, but it's going to be a short gain up the middle. So that's a carry by LaBranch, and they get about 2 on the play, so it's going to be second down about 13. Coach, you go on the center here. They're continuing that shotgun, which can cause a big disaster potentially. Would you go under center right here?
You can't go under center, Jeff. They don't practice under center.
Okay.
And I'm speaking for Ponchatoula, but historically, teams that work out of the shotgun and spread, they don't practice under the center. He moved the ball right there. So illegal presented by the center.
They may have to because they get a couple more penalties. They're going to be inside the 1 yard line. This is a golden opportunity for Dutchtown's defense right here. 2nd and 18. And you got to expect them to be conservative back here because a turnover right here would just completely change the momentum in this game.
Well, they've handed the ball to LeBranch or gotten it to Davis. You would expect one of those two guys to carry the ball.
Second and out 18. There's LeBranch, cuts outside. Can he get around? No. Good job by Dutchtown's defense.
You know, I'm watching LeBranch, coach, and I'm kind of glad for Dutchtown that this is not a dry field.
Right, I'm glad they're not playing at Dutchtown.
Holy, he looks pretty quick to me.
Yep, and he's a senior, so we don't have to see him next year.
He's 6 feet. Coach, he's one of those kids that's six.
Well, he's 5'8".
Oh, I'm looking at 3. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm looking at Bishop Davis' height. You're right. No.
He's a small guy. He's one of those.
I said he was 6 feet, then I looked out there and said, no way. I'm looking at the wrong guy.
Right. Well, you know, sometimes they inflate the numbers to make it sound more intimidating, but he's not 6 feet. Third and about 15, and a whistle again.
Well, that clock was down to 0-0.
And so they're going to call a timeout, and let's keep it here right now and talk about Ponchatoula because we just talked about Dutchtown. Let's talk about Ponchatoula's schedule. Of course, last year they made it all the way to the Dome. This year they are rebuilding, and they lost week 1 to Walker by a score of 33-13. Then after Dutchtown, they get St. Thomas Aquinas, and then they play that 6-5A schedule. North Shore, Covington, North Shore, Mandeville, Slidell, Fontainebleau, St. Paul's, and Hammond. And 6-5A is up for grabs this year, I would think.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I'm glad Ponchatoula plays Covington week 4. That's the week after Dutchtown plays them next week. You want to use it. You can't use the transitive property in football, but you're certainly curious to see how you match up with them. Yeah. I'll tell you a fog story, even though that was fireworks. I'll tell you a fog story when we get a break in the action. Tell you the fog of 1978 and 80.
3rd and 15. Man in motion. He fakes it to him. Deep pass downfield. That's way overthrown. So Dutchtown's going to get great field position. It's going to be 4th down as a punting situation for the Green Wave. So all you got to do is either field the punt or let it roll, and you're going to be in really good field position, you would think. Dribbles the punter.
He's 5 yards deep. Ball snapping from the 10.
You've seen the quarterbacks drop snaps. This would be the perfect time because you know they went jailbreak last time. They're just going all out block right now. Here they come. And he gets it off. Good job avoiding him. And it's taken by AK at about the 36. So again, they're about 10, 15 yards from field goal position already. That's what happened at the end of the first half. They attempted the 42-yard field goal, missed it just by a few feet wide left. And then they got the ball back, got it back in field position, but overthrew, and then an open receiver had an interception, and they did not get the field goal attempt.
Jeff, I'm being distracted with my ADD that my dad called BAD back in the day.
Yep.
It's glow wave tonight for Ponchatoula, and the cheerleaders are throwing 1,000.
First down and rugby scrum up the middle.
Yeah. They went back to what they had success late in the first half.
They throw a flag. They're going to throw a flag.
That's 15, Coach.
That was unnecessary. You saw it. You saw it materializing. Tyler Bailey, 99.
So that'll put Dutchtown at the 20-yard line.
That extra push. That's 71 actually. LaFrance. The whistle had blown. The play was dead. Now Dutchtown's going to be in field goal position.
You know, they went back to the play that, that last drive of the first half, or second to last drive of the first half. They gave it to Dukes. He gained about 9 yards. They went back to that play. Ponchatoula had the answer, and then a little extracurricular, and the referees threw the flag.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Coach. That was just a big momentum shift right there, though. Oakland at quarterback with Dukes in the backfield. Ponchatoula jumps, no flag. There's
another one. That's 1st and 5.
So.
Oh, they call it on Dutchtown.
How do you call that?
I didn't see Dutchtown move. I saw the defensive lineman kind of flinch. I didn't see it.
I did not see that. It would be the area about where Wayne McKinney is on the left side, left tackle. I did not see him move. The official threw the flag. The coaches are in his ear on the Ponchatoula side. Yeah, maybe kind of lobbied for that.
Makeup call.
And Dukes cuts outside. He's got about 12, 13, maybe close to a first down. That right side.
A little short, getting count. You know, we seeing. I watched every game that Dutchtown's played for a while now, and Dukes didn't get too many carries. And here he is. Since the Jamboree, the first game, this is his best outing so far, Jeff.
Right, he's got some momentum when he's trying that right side. And the offensive line doing a much better job of blocking here since about midway through the second quarter. And Oakland keeps it. Can he turn the corner? No. It's going to be dropped for a loss.
Hodges is having a good game for Ponchatoula, Jeff.
Yes, he is. 5'10", 217 senior. He's going to lose a couple. It'll be 3rd and 4. Dutchtown is at about looks like probably about the 17-yard line. So it's definitely makeable field goal range.
They call it the 15 on the scoreboard. That would make it a 32-yard field goal. Got to get positive yards here on 3rd down.
Another first down would be gravy right here. Oh, nearly a high snap. Dukes keeps it. He's got a first down, I think. Yes, look at that second effort. And he dives forward, and that's 1st and goal.
About the 7-yard line. Jeff, that was a good catch by Oakland.
I know. That would have just destroyed any momentum that Dutchtown had. The snap was a little wide. It was not that high, but it was a little wide. 1st and goal. Snap. Handoff. Dukes. And they're just pushing off that right side. And that's that Ethan Fields side.
Yep. About the 3-yard line.
So 2nd and goal. So they just, Ethan Fields, the senior Purdue commit, leading the way, telling Dukes, just follow me. So, and you have Hunter Lowry and Cangelosi as well on that center to right side.
You know, crucial for Cangelosi to continue to give a snap. Oh, they in Wildcat.
Yeah, and that's a handoff up the middle. Actually, keeper up the middle. And as he's in. Dutchtown scores, and they get their first lead, their first points of the season. And that's number 8, Tyler Adams. Oh, is that the AK? 0. Let's look at that. AK, okay, 0.
I think that was AK Burrell on a direct snap, Jeff.
Yes. Let's see if we can catch it on a replay. Yep, I thought it was Adams. It's AK.
Touchdown.
Dutchtown. Well, as Ted Babin would say, touchdown, Dutchtown. And the extra point from Roussel. And it's good. And Dutchtown scores. And it's 7-3. They have a lead in the 3rd quarter. 7:27 left. Let's take a break. You're watching the REV game of the week.
We got a touchdown for the Griffins.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now REV. New name, same company.
And we're back. And we have just seen a touchdown from Dutchtown for the first time this season. The first points of the season comes 7:27 into the third quarter. It's 7-3, Dutchtown over Ponchatoula. And Roussel will kick. And all of a sudden, Dutchtown, that's 3 drives in a row where they've gotten into scoring position. Do they have the advantage here now?
I was just thinking, it brought me back to 1988, 89, when I was a young freshman PE wrestler at West Point. Once you got 2 or 3 points ahead, if you won, you got a better grade. You went in defense mode.
And there's a big hole on the return. Gets to the 35. No flags. Most importantly,
number 2. That's number 2, kicking it deep to
LaBranch. And he had a big hole. It looked like Dutchtown's a little slow on the coverage there.
Was he the punt returner too? Was it Davis or LaBranch that was deep on that first punt, Jeff?
I think that was Davis. Davis and LaBranch are their 2 playmakers, obviously. But now you make Ponchatoula prove that they can get into the end zone. Because a field goal doesn't hurt you. And points are hard to come by on a sloppy field. First down and a trip up. And that's number 70 with the tackle for the Griffins. Big play by Diego Spears. Go, Diego, go.
Well, Mackey and Cole Langlois and the safeties got to make sure they don't bite, because the only way you can get hurt is if they get a big play over the top. They haven't been able to drive the ball consistently, Jeff, against you. So avoid the big play.
When you talk about it, the only points they got came because of a fake punt. So the defense really has done their job all night and pretty much all season. And fake Tribble's got like all day. Now they're setting up that left side. And look at this. And LaBranch has all kinds of room to the 40. And he slips. It looked like AK was waiting for him right there.
Initially, good coverage. Good job by Tribble. He rolled out. They had good protection. And LaBranch just kind of hung out on the right side. And Tribble looked up and saw him, Jeff. And he's good in the open field.
And we were just complimenting the Dutchtown defense, but it was just a good job of and not enough pressure. But Dutchtown's defense has only given up 2 touchdowns all season. One was on a goal-to-go drive, and the other one was on a long pass. That was a very nice catch on good coverage. And the handoff up the middle, and it's going to be about 2 or 3. Diego down there to make the tackle, and also the carry by Cangelosi. And we're going to have a break, and it's a hydration break. And so
I wonder if that's related. They got a Cangelosi center for Dutchtown and a Cangelosi running back for the Green Wave.
So during this break, we talked about the new District 5-5A, and a lot of success so far this season in 5-5A. Denham Springs, they played last night against Glen Oaks, I believe, and they had to win. And the only teams that didn't win last week were Dutchtown and East Ascension, and they played each other in the Jamboree. East Ascension had the loss to Zachary. Dutchtown had the loss to North Shore. I lost there for a second. Live Oak had a win. Santa Mob, they had to win over Cohen. Carver, my bad. Walker had to win over Ponchatoula. So it looks like it's going to be a better district than maybe I would have thought a few weeks ago.
Well, it's going to be. I think you're going to look up, and you're not going to have one team that's undefeated, and you're not going to have one team with no wins. I don't think when it's all said and done.
Everybody's going to be bunched up in the middle. 2nd and 9. And fakes the short pass. Now pressure. Oh, he's going to.
The ball loose.
He tried to throw it. I think they're going to call it a fumble. They're going to call it incomplete. I think he was trying to throw it.
The referee, I think, gave him the benefit of the doubt. Then they had to be intentional grounding if they're going to call it.
Possibly. Let's look and see if his knee was down even.
But he's in the pocket. He's under pressure.
Yep.
His knee
that knee was on the ground. I think they're going to call it too.
If they call it incomplete, it's got to be intentional grounding.
I think his knee may have hit the turf before. Now they're going to maybe call it incomplete. Ooh, it's a tough one to call.
Can we have that replay again? Because I want to see if any eligible receivers, is the running back anywhere? Where did he try to throw it?
83 right there is in the area, technically. 3rd and 8, though, and the officials are going to call a timeout. That could have been a backbreaker for Ponchatoula. It would have been a loss of down potentially on a grounding call and about a 13-yard loss.
They probably missed the knee on the ground before the ball came out, Jeff?
Possibly. So instead of about 3rd and 22, it's 3rd and 9. Low snap, picks it up, looking deep, and that might be picked.
It is picked. The tip drill.
Oh, check that out. Let's see who got that. Who got that? Very dirty player. That's all I see.
It may be Mackey.
That's Mackey's area. You see the deflection.
Who did it go? Did it go through Kling?
I think it might have gone through Kling and then went to Mackey.
All right, now Dutchtown's got to be smart. That
that works like a punt for Ponchatoula. We talked about that last week in the North Shore game. No big loss for Ponchatoula because instead of having the ball or instead of having a punt at the 38, they wind up with the ball at about the 25. Yeah, make that to 15, excuse me. 5:29, 3rd quarter, 7-3 Dutchtown. Oak win. And Dukes. And it's Dukes. And they're trying that right side. It's all on the ground. Are you kidding?
What's the referee hadn't made a call? Has he made a call?
Yes. Can you believe it? Been saying all night the first team that makes the team that makes the fewest mistakes. This is the worst mistake of the night so far.
Well, you got Dukes that's been carrying the football, so his jersey's all muddy. His arms are probably slippery. He's trying to give his best effort. He's having a good night. And the ball comes out.
It's a tough break, and now they get it to 15. So that interception is really a blessing now.
They're going Wildcat.
Yep.
With Davis at quarterback, Jeff.
Davis and the branch in the backfield. Ponchatoula has to take advantage of this opportunity. He may not get another one like this again. And it's cut and
who's that guy again?
Guess who? Carter Hanberry. And you can't block him. A wide receiver cannot block that guy.
No, man, we've gotten 3 good looks at that. One last week right in front of us. And
actually, that was a tight end that was Pusiger.
They tried last week, and right there in front of us, midfield, got a good look, and then twice tonight.
Yep. So the ball back to the 20, about a 24-yard line.
I'll tell you something about that outside back after this play, Jeff.
Okay.
While we got a second, the outside backer. If you think about the game, a third's going to be to the right side, a third's going to be up the middle, and a third's going to be to the left side. So if you're playing outside, 2/3 of the game, to a certain extent, is away from you. But you're out there in the flat in the middle, and when you make good plays and you make bad plays, they can see you. It's not like being a nose guard where 5 people are around you. So,
yes,
very well done by Hanberry.
So it's second down, about 17. Handoff. Oh, that was a quick pass. Excuse me. Faked it. And so it's going to be 3rd down and about 9. They faked it to LaBranch.
Got to be 4-down territory, huh? You would think.
No doubt. I don't think you go for the field goal here. I mean, you have your shot right here. And the field's just, at this point, it would be about a 36-yard field goal. The last field goal was about 30. I think he was okay on distance.
Third down and 10.
It's a third down, and they're going to call it 10. Inside the 20. Looking right, pass over the head of Davis. Falls incomplete. So fourth down.
Unless they expected him to make a play, Jeff, that wasn't going to be but a couple-yard gain.
Yeah, they may have been set up for the field goal.
Well, maybe trying to get half of it now.
Yeah.
Because now it's 4th and 10.
This team has not really we haven't seen a lot of big play capability so far.
Not in these conditions. No. I wonder if Kerrigan McCready would like to have this call right here, 4th and 10.
Yep.
Down 7-3 with 4 minutes left to go in the third.
Back when he was coach, and he would have probably looked for Caleb Ickes right here. And all kinds of time into the end zone, overthrown.
Well, yeah.
You had to take the chance. But they're throwing at AK.
AK and Langlois on Davis. But they're going to Davis. I mean, Davis and LeBranch has been their two go-to guys. So now Dutchtown's offense got to get a couple first downs, Jeff.
Yep. Of course, I'm talking about McCready and how he used the tight end a lot. Nicky's had a lot of good catches while he was playing under that offense. At a 4th and 10, the most likely thing he would have probably done is just give it to Sampson, see what he could do. But
yeah,
you had a lot of options back in the day.
Yeah. The trouble is that you don't sound too smart or you don't look too smart when you give it to somebody other than Dylan Sampson.
Yep. But I remember a 4th down conversion in a Woodlawn game, late in the Woodlawn game, about 3 years ago, where Ickes caught the touchdown pass. Then Woodlawn scored 2 touchdowns and 1. First down, and there's that right tackle.
It looked like they're running outside zone. Kind of like LSU last week when Neighbors dropped 2 punts. And then they get the ball and they throw them 2 passes in a row. Dukes gets the ball right back after putting it on the turf, showing some confidence in the junior.
Right. You haven't seen Pearson in the backfield.
Have not tonight.
You did see Kemp on second down, lost a couple.
There's that 45. Hodges.
Yep. This is a situation where you're in a close game and you're going to be on the ground. This is Duke's night. I'm sure they would like to work Kemp into the lineup and maybe see some plays from Pearson. But right now you got a chance to win a game and just grind it out on the ground. You got to go with Dukes until you can't. 3rd and 5. 2:38. And a quick pass caught by Pyron.
He gets the first down, Jeff.
Yes, he does. Check that out. There's his first touch of the night. Pearson Pyron.
That's a big play right there.
Absolutely. Moves the chains.
It's not how often you catch it or how often you touch it. It's what you do when you touch it. And if we can call him Mr. First Down, that would be a nice title to have for the next 7 games.
So the clock stops as he went out of bounds. 2.5. Still plenty of time. And the ball on the ground. And nothing there. Taken down by number 8, Sept. But you keep the football. So it's going to be second and long, second about 18. Still, as I said, lots of time. Still about 14 minutes left to play here in this ball game. Dutchtown, of course, wants to grind out some time here and run some clock. But they're in a second and long situation now, and it's going to be, they still keep Dukes in the backfield. The screen is in their repertoire. We haven't seen that very much during the regular season. Don't see it right there either. Dukes right up the middle, and that's not much. So they get the first down, and then the snap problems come back and bite you again. It's third down and long for the Griffins. Probably not a situation where you can get a first down. We haven't seen either team with long gains tonight. I think the longest play we've seen tonight is that pass on the Ponchatoula side to LeBranch, where everybody was on the right side of the field.
They got AK in the backfield.
1 minute left to go in the third.
A little wheel route.
And
intercepted. 99.
And there's a touchdown. Tyler Bailey. That's 2 mistakes that deep in the Ponchatoula side of the field.
Jeff, Dutchtown was trying to run that play earlier where the AK got the pass interference call on that little wheel route, and they held him, and that's where he was going again. But this time, Ethan was under pressure, tried to throw it over 99, couldn't get enough mustard on it, throwing it over his head, and it's picked off.
Just a tough break. Third down. It had been tough to convert on third and long. They tried to play that looked successful earlier.
Yep, this is a big extra point right here.
Yep. So, John Cranford.
Where's the LSU baseball player from, Cranford?
I'm not sure. I think from Baton Rouge. And it's good. So it's 10-7 with 54 seconds left to go in the third. Ponchatoula retakes the lead. You're watching the REV, the game of the week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now REV. New name, same company.
And so Tyler Bailey, number 99, scores the touchdown on a pick six, and Ponchatoula retakes the lead. Coach, this Bailey guy had the pick six. He's also the guy who ran the fake punt, if you remember.
Yeah. All he does is score first downs and touchdowns.
Yep. He's their best offensive weapon. He hadn't played a play on offense.
I guess you'd call that special team.
Yeah. So we're going to get the kick from number 89, Ethan Laricella. Field all eaten up now. And a short kick, it's going to bounce, and it's picked up. And gets to about the 30. And a return by number 42. Gabriel Millette.
That's Chris Lagarde. Coach, you're looking at the...
Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong side. Yes, that's Chris Lagarde. What am I saying?
You're looking at Ponchatoula's roster?
I was like, I don't remember. The only Millette I know teaches at Dutchtown.
I didn't know he had a son that
So, thank you, Coach. So it's 1st and 10. How does Dutchtown respond from adversity?
You bailed me out. Let's see if the Griffin offense can bail themselves out right here, Jeff.
Right. That was not a defensive score. Defense still throwing the shutout on touchdowns. And not much now. Or is it? Look at these tackles he's breaking. Gary Dukes, and look at that. Look at that, a first down. Before he's taken down by Hodges. Took Hodges for a ride, and he's having a nice game.
Hey, that's some determination by Dukes right there. He's running hard.
Yep.
I'm sure he feels bad about the earlier fumble.
Right. And nothing came out of the fumble. They were not able to convert it into points. Unfortunately, on the next drive, you have the pick 6 there. So now Dutchtown's got to go out and earn it. 15 seconds, maybe the last play of the third. And strung out and not much.
You know, we talked about it, and we'll talk about it when we come back from break.
Yeah, Sept with the tackle, and that's the end of the third quarter. So it's 10-7 as both teams score a touchdown in the third, and Ponchatoula still has the lead. So we'll take a break and head to the fourth. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now REV. New name, same company.
And we're back, fourth quarter. 10-7 Ponchatoula leads Dutchtown. I'm Jeff Porsche, he's Coach Email. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 40. And can neither team has had really a sustained long-distance drive. Can Dutchtown pull it off here?
Well, if they want to even that record at 1-1, they got 12 minutes to do it.
Yep.
Still got to get back to the fog story.
We may have time soon. Second down, and that went nowhere. That was AK in the backfield. But AK didn't have a chance right there as he was met by 3 linemen, including Sept again, number 8. So now it's 3rd and 12. This has been Dutchtown's MO. They get a couple of nice plays, then they have a couple of plays that go nowhere. Just not a lot of consistency on the season so far.
If Oakland trusted to throw it to either DeShari or Pyron right here?
We'll see. Pyron made it happen on the last pass in his direction.
Dutchtown had to burn the timeout, Jeff. I think there was some uncertainty across the board on what the play call was from the sideline.
So why don't we go with this break and talk about our upcoming schedule on the REV TV Game of the Week. Next week, we got a big game at East Ascension, and I believe SWAC's going to be out there covering that. That's for hand at EA. I believe I will be out at Ascension Christian, covering Homa Christian versus Ascension Christian for their homecoming. And then in 2 weeks, you got Thrive at Donaldsonville. That's where I'll be as well. And so those 2 games are coming up. Also, Opelousas at Sanoma. And so both of those, you can watch them live streamed on Rev Sports on YouTube.
You're going to thrive in Donaldsonville? Is that what you said?
I'm thriving, man. I'm thriving.
Oh, you're driving.
I'm driving to thriving.
Right.
Jiving and driving and thriving. 3rd and 12. Trips left.
All right. I better say they were playing zero. There was nobody in the middle of the field.
And it's deflected, and they were trying to go to Pyron. I believe they were trying that little screen pass inside like they did against North Shore.
Well, Pyron starts on the out, and then he stops and pivots back. I forgot what Coach Kling called it when we played, and he was on his way back in, and the ball got tipped. Dutchtown needs a good punt right here.
So Roussel
with good coverage because they've done a pretty good job of returning. 24 to punt return.
That's Fuentes James. Good snap. Good punt. And James loses it. Can he get it? There's a chance. I think they got it.
Dutchtown's got it. That's huge.
That's the break. That's the break.
You know, tough.
Let's see if we can see it again and see who got the recovery. When you're on the road, Dutchtown's on the long side of the field. So let's see the replay, as you see right there, and it's picked up, but we could not see the fumble recovery. There's an injured player on the field. I believe it's a Griffin.
No, it's a.
Is it a Ponchatoula player?
Yep.
Okay.
No, James was back there, Jeff, and we hadn't called his name very much of touching the football.
Yeah.
He's the free safety back there, and maybe he caught that first punt and had a nice punt return, but he had to go a long way. You know, if he doesn't touch the football, it probably hits the ground.
Yeah.
And dies within a yard. And so it wouldn't have cost him any field position. Where that kind of punt traditionally hit the ground, probably rolls out of bounds at the 12-yard line, and he was trying to prevent that from happening.
That was Princess James, that was injured as well, it looks like.
Well, there was a big collision down there. They both dove for the ball.
And I believe their shoulder pads, helmets may have collided. And I was thinking all along, I told you this all the way from the start, the team that makes the least big mistakes wins. And I believe we're about even now. And Dutchtown is not that far from field goal range, which would tie the game.
The ball at the 29, 5 yards to put them right at a 40-yarder.
They've had success on that right side behind Fields on the ground. And Oakland's going to keep it. And he's just runs up the middle for about 5 or 6. But I tell you what, if he could have cut outside, he had open ground, but he just followed the lane right through it. Still got good yardage.
Yeah, they spotted him a little short. I thought they were a little.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good spot. I agree. 2nd and 6. Oakland looking for the coaches for guidance. 10-18. It's been a fun one, considering.
Play clock not working.
So there's Duke's big hole. Close, probably short. It's be 3rd and short.
At the 22-yard line.
3rd and 3. Ball at about the 23-yard line. So it's a 40-yarder right now.
I would think you're in 4-down territory if you gain anything right here.
And they're going to call a timeout. There's an injured Ponchatoula player. We'll take a short break right now. It's 10-7. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Cotta Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, SEC Heating and Air, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Advantage Therapy, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program.
We're back. It's 10-7. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email. And what started out as a very slow game in the first half has actually been a little fun, primarily because of mistakes. But it's still been a fun game to call out here as Dutchtown trying to take advantage of a muffed punt and tie or take the lead.
Jeff, I think that was a cramp maybe that the Green Wave. It makes me think, here we are week 2. Last week, I think 1, maybe 2 break-in actions because of cramps.
Right.
And you talk about very humid conditions and good job of preparing, whether they're drinking Pedialyte or pickle water or whatever, all that.
And Ponchatoula is going to call a timeout. They see a problem. That was Wyatt Bennett who was injured. He's one of the cornerbacks. And so I believe that's going to bring it down to 1 timeout. Yes, it is. 1 timeout left for Ponchatoula. You might want to put that in the back of your head there if Dutchtown can get a lead here. So, third down and short. Coach, what you doing here? 2 down. Settle for a field goal, possibly, if they don't get it. Where do you go here?
If at all possible, I don't want to put it in my field goal kicker's hands. Not right here. That's a 39-yarder under these conditions. A lot of pressure on that kid. Even though I thought he struck the first one real well, hit the extra point real well, I'd like to pick up a first down and not have to worry about it.
3rd and 3.
I would guess going right.
Run behind Ethan Fields and Hunter Lowry. Play clock still not working on the field. And it's Dukes. And not a first down. Not a first down. It's going to be 4th about 2. And they're bringing the field goal unit in.
Well, if he gets the ball in the end zone.
They just ran it up the gut there. He might have been asking for the left hash. Let's see.
Well, that's better conditions. Well, as good a conditions as you can expect.
The last kick was dead center and it was wide left. There's a snap. Oh, and he just missed it.
99.
Can you believe that?
99 again.
Wow. He just missed it. He just mishit it.
He's rushing a little bit, Jeff. He's new out there. He's feeling the pressure.
Yep.
He's rushing, and when you rush, bad things happen. Well, that wasn't 99, was it? It was 68.
Not sure.
They're hugging him here on the sideline. Ball ended up right in his hands.
So Dutchtown was not able to take advantage of the break that they were given on the muffed punt as a missed field goal and a long return. First down, LaBranch gets nothing.
No. I was saying if they missed that field goal, I would say they're going. Hey, the ball goes in the end zone. Ponchatoula's going to get the ball at the 20, and all's not lost. I mean, you only really gained 2 yards on the possession, but now with the block and the return,
and now you got to start thinking about clock.
8 minutes.
Yep. 2 timeouts left for the Griffins, 1 for Ponchatoula. 2nd and 8. Cozy made the tackle on the previous play, by the way. Low snap. LaBranch gets a few more. And I believe that was McCaffrey on the tackle.
They stopped the clock. Well, they got a flag on the play, Jeff.
Okay. I can't quite see it.
It's on the other side, outside the numbers over there. About the 44-yard line. He picked it up.
Let's see.
It's against Dutchtown.
Oh.
Face mask.
Oh, no.
5-yard variety. First down.
So first down for the Green Wave. Clock is stopped at 8:18, as we said.
That's going to take another 2 minutes off. 40 seconds.
Yep. Dutchtown not only needs a break, a turnover, but they need to do something with it if they can get it. Just like Ponchatoula has done. And on first down, not much. Gets a few.
Another little tidbit for you, Jeff. With the 25-second clock and till all were left, and that's the one that Ponchatoula is looking at. It's not even on. At least the other one is on, but high school kids with the 25-second clock.
Yeah, you can't run it down to 1 or 2.
Well, you don't have. You got to make sure you practice looking at the official when he raises his hand to let you know how much time is left on the 25-second clock. His hands up.
2nd and 8. All right. It's going to be 3rd and short after a short gain by LaBranch. So clock now at 7:12. Another first down will go close to the hydration break if they can get one. They're calling it 3rd and 6. As I said, it's hard to see anything. We can't really tell where the ball is. And I mean, we can generally estimate.
Scoreboard says 34.
Quick pass.
Is it?
Incomplete. That was Baylor. Cole Langlois. Had a flashback from number 7 from last year. It's 4th down. Then that stops the clock, Coach.
That helps. Because Dutchtown only has 2 timeouts. That's 4th down. They going for it right here?
Sure looks that way.
I would think a quick punt.
Possibly.
What we talked about earlier. There he goes.
He is the punter. That's what they do. Smart. And now they get the bounce.
Well, the ball hit. They didn't throw the beanbag. It sure looked like it hit the Ponchatoula player.
It was close. Hard to tell. Okay, I see
the official on the sideline here. Jeff calls it at the 12-yard line.
Yeah. So 6:24. Dutchtown's 88 yards for victory.
Ask you if you've been to this place or not, but it sure seems like the conditions. You ever been to the Renaissance Festival right around the corner about this time of the year?
I've never been, but I have seen.
You have seen?
I went to Woodstock in '94. I was covered in mud.
I thought you were going to tell me 74.
Nope, in '94. That was about the biggest disaster I've ever been to. It was fun, and I was full of mud, but man, it was sloppy. 1st and 10 from the 12. And not much for Dukes. So that will probably take us to the hydration break. And so we talked about as we will probably reach the break right here. Yes, that's where it's going to be. Let's talk about the games that are going on elsewhere here tonight as we look at Dutchtown and Ponchatoula. And SWAC, our old buddy, is over at Santa Ma. I assume that game has gotten underway as Booker T is taking on Santa Ma. We got EA at West Monroe as they just play that killer schedule like they do. And as we talk about, Dutchtown likes to play on the North Shore. EA likes to play everybody. Santa Ma likes to play the New Orleans teams. Then you got the game that was yesterday. Denham Springs defeated Glen Oaks. You got Dunham at Live Oak and Fontainebleau at Walker. So another 5A versus 6A head-to-head. Walker took our idea from us. They're staying on the North Shore as well. 2nd and 9. 6 minutes exactly. Dutchtown 6 minutes away from 0-2 or 1-1. Oakwin at quarterback shotgun. Man in motion. Whistle. They may have not been able to get it off. No, false start. That's not what you need. Now you're inside the 10. Those runs are getting decent yardage about maybe half the time up the middle on that right side by Dukes. Need to see if there's some type of pass play and maybe a broken tackle or two and change the field position right here.
Well, you're only going to get the ball one more time, I think, Jeff. And so Mike Janis, the OC,
try it with Dukes again on the left side this time. And he gets a couple, I think. It's going to be 3rd down and 12. It's not a 4-down situation probably right here. They would punt it, I suppose. As you said, they would get one more opportunity with the football if they can make a stop on defense. And their defense has played well tonight. The only touchdown of the night on Ponchatoula's side was on a pick 6 by probably the biggest guy on the field. Snap, and he slips.
Oh, at the 1-yard line. Now they call him down about the 3-yard line.
And now Ponchatoula is going to get great field position, maybe inside the 30. They may be able to start the drive in field goal range. 4:53 and counting. Russo has the punt. So, Coach, you think the deep bag Davis over there has been told not to touch the football?
Well, there's only one way to be certain that he never touches it. Don't put him back there.
And he takes it at the 47.
They got a wall.
Oh, and a nice block.
That's a penalty right here.
They did call the penalty.
Hodges is excited, Coach, but you can't peel back and block somebody like that you could 15 years ago.
The blind side block.
Yep, so that'll put him back here at the 45-yard line because that block happened at the 40.
Tough break.
Something Dutchtown needed, though.
They did have that wall set up. And it was unnecessary because he was gone. He was going past that block.
Yep. John Curtis used to set that wall up with Joe McKnight.
This guy was deadly.
Oh.
So here we go on the replay. Let's look at it. And he's got past the guy. That guy would have never made it. He would have never made it there. His eyes lit up, I'm sure, thinking, oh, I have the highlight of the night here. And coach has got to tell him, don't ever do that again.
Well, LaBranch is going to touch it 3 times in a row.
Probably. Unless they put the Wildcat. LaBranch, nothing. Pushes ahead for a couple. So the clock will continue to run, which is their ultimate goal. But that's McCaffrey down at the bottom on the tackle, as we are going to go inside of 4 minutes. As they try to dry the football. Good luck with that.
It makes it a little more difficult with the back judging his hand up. That's the way it used to be in the old days.
10-7. The difference in the game, a pick 6. So after this play, do you start calling timeouts?
Same result.
And not much.
Nothing doing. It will be
as can't get past the defensive line, and I think they are going to call a timeout.
Yep.
So while we take care of that, let's talk about next week. We talked about this week just now. Let's talk about next week. Dutchtown got to travel about 30 minutes longer, then go to Covington. We will not be there.
I'll be there.
You'll be there.
I'll be on the air.
I'll be at Ascension Christian.
You can follow me on D-Town Voice. You can do a little pregame show.
I might put it on the side there. And the rest of it, Destrehan at EA, that's going to be a great game. Kennedy at Santa Maria, like I said, Santa Maria likes playing those New Orleans schools. Denham goes to Liberty. That ought to be fun. Liberty's got a great back over there committed to LSU. Live Oak's going to Bonneville. And Walker at Mandeville. Guess where Walker's playing? 6-5A again.
I'm looking to see where Covington's playing tonight, and I don't see it.
Covington played a really good game last week. They had a big victory.
I'm hoping they played on the road so their field conditions were.
down and 7.
I think that left receiver jumped early, but they did not call it. But it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th and short, and a timeout right here with 3:26 left to go in this game. So they may go for it right here. If you go for it right here, then that'll take it to about 126.
It's
a gamble.
It's a gamble. I mean, Dutchtown got a chance to go 25 yards if you don't make it right here, versus if you punt it, now they got to go 70 or they got to go 50 for a field goal.
Right. They're not really, I don't think after that last kick they're really feeling confident about the field goal, though. They're probably thinking right now touchdown to win the game. Roussel looked really good on the first field goal attempt, and it was wide left. The second one he kind of missed and was returned for a long gain on the other side of the field.
Look like they're going to punt it.
Yep. I mean, Dutchtown has not had a sustained drive tonight. Their one touchdown drive started on the Ponchatoula side of the field. And Dutchtown's not shown tonight that the passing game in these conditions is going to be that successful. But you can always hope for a broken play. Stranger things have happened.
Covington at Franklinton, 22-0.
Franklinton's had a historically good program. They're going to let it roll inside to the 16. And AK kind of frustrated with it, but there really wasn't much he could do with that.
Nope.
I'm sure he wanted to make the hero play right there.
Yeah, you can't get your footing to go out there and get that. Your mind tells you can, but your feet telling you can't.
Yeah.
Jeff, go back to the Fogg story real quick.
Yes.
Back in the 70s when Riverside played, there was a hot water canal that ran right behind the field, and of course we started later at 7:30. By 9:30, that fog will start coming. You can see the punt go above the fog. Kind of like the LSU game with Florida, the fall game, or Auburn. I don't remember which one it was a couple years ago.
No, it's the Florida game. And Oakwind's in trouble.
Oh, that's a face mask.
He got hit by the face mask. Is that Hodges again?
Yeah, that's Hodges.
That's 2 mistakes that he's made out here in the last couple of minutes.
Which is a shame because he's really played good football tonight. Peel back block is one of those highlight reels that you. And then a face mask that happens, but it's a crucial. So I don't know if they called the 5 or the 15. I didn't know that was a 5-yarder in high school.
And it was a long loss.
Personal foul, so that'll be 15.
So, yep. It'll be enough for a first down. I doubt it.
Yep, that'll be put them at the 25.
Okay, they do call it a first down, I believe.
Has to be.
Look, here's the replay. Yeah. He had it without it. He had him without it. It was tackled at the 12, so it goes to about the 27. So the chain gang confused right now. They can't snap the ball right here.
They got it.
The clock is running though. All right, here we go. And he's trying to get out of bounds. Hit as he heads out of bounds. No flag. And guess who that was again? With a hit as he was headed out of bounds. Hodges nearly got him another 15.
The official stopped the clock.
He got about 5. The clock just kept on running. Now the clock has stopped with him being out of bounds. 2:53. Now you're getting to the situation where, as you said, this is the final drive.
Ball at the 32, 18.
And the snap, the throw, and that's, I believe,
Mackey.
I believe that's
Mackey.
Yep.
It does. I'm listening to our guys next to it. Almost look like a double pass, Jeff.
Yeah. It's a first down, so Dutchtown trying to put together a drive. They've gotten about 30 yards downfield. Clock at 2:38. 10-7 Ponchatoula. Can Dutchtown pull this out? And they're looking to Mackey on the right side, but this time he keeps it. And it looked like they were kind of setting up the same thing with Mackey, but this time on the right side. And so they're trying to bait Ponchatoula, I believe, so that he can run left.
Yeah, Mackey needs to get set. They don't need to have a penalty for him moving. They were in the referee's ear right here on the sideline.
Yeah, he was not set. That was obvious.
But if he's off the line of scrimmage and he's the only one moving, as long as he's not moving.
And now he's going to be on the right side with power on the slot. 2nd and 6. And they're setting it up. That's a lateral if they can get it. I think that's a lateral. They're calling it incomplete. They got a break right there. That was a lateral. Monastair recovered it. From our vantage point, it looked like a lateral. Let's look at a replay.
It's got to be backwards, though. If it's parallel, then
it was maybe back about half a yard. They got a break. It was close. 3rd and 6. And steps up, dumps it. Caught by Burrell right at the marker. I think he's short. They got to get up to the line fast. The clock is stopped at 2:08.
Well, the referee here stopped it.
I think they're going to call it a first down.
They're calling it a first down.
It was close. I don't think they wanted to stop for a measurement right there.
25 yards, definitely 25 yards.
For the field goal. Dutchtown only trails by 3. Snap. Setting up the screen, deflected, and it's up for grabs, and it's on the ground, incomplete.
They've run that play very well in the Jamboree, and they run that play very well late last week. First time they run it tonight.
Yep.
Ponchatoula snuffed it out.
And that was nearly the end right there.
Oakland doesn't have a towel. I don't think anything to wipe his hands.
And the snap. In trouble. Sack. Got to get up. 135. Got to get up. Got to set. The receivers are not in a hurry to get back to the line. 127, 126. Lots of time running off the clock. Mackey's in motion on the right. 114. Man in motion, and they jump.
5 yards the easy way.
That helps.
That stops the clock.
110 to play in the contract.
We're at 110.
You got Mackey playing both ways. You got AK in the backfield playing both ways.
You need playmakers out there. They haven't found many so far this season. A lot of it likely due to the circumstances on the field here tonight. 3rd and 7. Clock running. 58. Snap. Quick pass. Caught. Cuts inside. First down. There's Burrell. That'll stop the clock.
Oh, he almost broke it, Jeff.
Yes, he did. Oh, pressure. The clock is stopped at 49.
First down.
Chain gang is not in a hurry. They're going to go without him probably. 44, 43. About 15 to 20 yards from field goal range. Snap. Quick pass. Trying to go to AK that time. Pressure. Clock stops 32.3. So
ball's at the 37. You really need to get to the 25, so you need 12 yards to get a 42. You know, the middle of the field with the right around the 30, Jeff, is the best looking grass on the field.
Yep. Do you have a vertical play though? at all. Can Oakland do it, or do you try it one time?
Can you hit Pearson on a quick little slant right here?
Pressure, sack, get up, gotta run. That's Albert Smith on the sack, 22, 21. Receivers, there's a man way downfield, gotta get set. They're set, 14. Oh boy, they got one play to get in field goal range.
Well, they gotta get a first down, Jeff.
Yep, they gotta get a first down, go down, clock it, kick a field goal. I don't know if they have enough time. But we'll see. It's fourth. Oakland empty backfield. And the snap. Steps up.
You gotta get rid of it.
He didn't. And Ponchatoula's going to win. With 6 seconds left. And so 1st and 10. Ponchatoula's going to win this game and even their record to 1-1. Dutchtown's going to fall to 0-2. A much better performance tonight for Dutchtown, but just couldn't get the ball downfield and get in the field goal range at the end.
Well, I think in spite of the loss, I think Dutchtown's grown this week, Jeff.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with you. The offense came out a little stagnant early.
And except for one just tragic mistake, the pick six by Bailey, Dutchtown played them toe-to-toe. They played them toe-to-toe last week against North Shore, just didn't have enough offense and made penalties at the wrong times. Now they take a knee, and that's it. So our final score is going to be 10-7. We'll take a break and talk about it after the break. But our final score, Ponchatoula 10, Dutchtown 7. We'll break and come back and talk. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now REV. New name, same company.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins! Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today. Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Cash for your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
Wrapping things up, Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email at the Swamp, and a victory for Ponchatoula over Dutchtown, 10-7 on a pick six in the third quarter. That was the difference in the ball game. We've seen Dutchtown 2 weeks in a row, Coach, and we've seen improvement. He disappointed in the 0-2 start. Would have hoped for a possible victory there, but there's optimism, I suppose you could say.
Well, I know this. Things can come off the rails pretty quick when you're 0-2, Jeff, and it's going to rely on that senior leadership with a Goo and Pearson and Fields and A.K. Burrell and those guys that, they're going to have to make a decision on, what their senior year is going to turn out to be. We went into the season thinking, hey, we could be 9-0, we could be 0-9, which means we still could be 7-2. I say we, Dutchtown High. So it's no fun. I'm sure Guy didn't enjoy that post-game speech that he just gave to his team. But all you can do is get back to work on Monday and try to go 1-0 next week.
And they get Covington next week on the road. They're still 3 games away from district play, so there's still time to improve. Let's take a look at the REV Game of the Week schedule coming up before we sign off, as next week I will be at Ascension Christian for Houma Christian at Ascension Christian, and the other game of the week, Destrehan at East Ascension. 2 weeks from now, Opelousas at Santa Maria. I'll be at Donaldsonville for Thrive at Donaldsonville, and so we get homecomings back-to-back weeks on the REV Game of the Week, so hope to see you there. And of course, REV Sports on YouTube, that's the key. So subscribe, enjoy. So thanks, Coach.
Enjoyed it.
All right, and so for Pat Email, I'm Jeff Porsche signing off. 10-7 Ponchatoula over Destrehan, our final score. You have been watching the REV Game of the Week.